Yo, what is going on? What is going on? It's me. Yes, I am in the car, ladies and gentlemen. I am on my way home, though. But y'all know I had to come on and, of course, still obligate to the people's the 7,200 second podcast. You know, it's the hottest seconds and the hottest topics in 7,200 seconds. We're here with my guys. We got Tayrock in the building as always. Got my man Coach Donte, and we got Robert from the Philly podcast. What is going on, y'all? What's going on?
I'm feeling like a little Charlie Brown. I'm feeling like a little Charlie Brownish today.
Yeah.
I'm in a Charlie Brown holiday spirit today.
Trust me.
Hey, Key.
But first,
hey, how many points Ben Simmons scored last night?
I recall Donte. I don't think he was on the stage at all. Matter of fact, you know what? I don't think he was even in the starting lineup, by the way. So yeah, he wasn't in the game at all.
And trust me,
first and foremost,
I got a little song.
Goolie,
I wanted to give a little admission. Goolie, if you're ever watching this, I got a nice video coming out for you that I promised I have in the works for Goolie, because I know he's gonna love that, since we're going on to the NFL.
I'll be right back. I gotta go to the back. I'll be right back. I'm about to come on this show. I know y'all got some topics to talk about, and I need to be in here for them. I'll be right back.
Iverson says Key's new name should be traveling in the building.
Traveling in the building. I've seen that. So, but no, first and foremost, before we get into anything, you know, I gotta shout out my bro. You know, he's away right now, you know, going through some issues, going through whatever, but he always know we got his back.
Yep.
So whenever he's ready, you know, he still has his other family here, and we'll be here waiting for him. I know he's watching. He's not going to comment or anything. I know he's watching. Just know that we, you know, take as much time as you need, and when you come back, trust me, you're going to be fresh, and because I need you to debate with Freddie again. We need that here in our lives. But take all the time you need. We'll be here waiting for you, but you know, of course,
yes, sir.
For it. But let's get into it. Let's get into this Monday night football game last night. That was crazy. I don't know how many of y'all picked Arizona, but I picked the Rams.
I did.
To win this game.
I did.
I'll be honest, Key and Donte. The one game that really messed me up in the pick'em was that Pittsburgh and Minnesota game. That was what still annoys me.
I picked Pittsburgh. I picked
Pittsburgh as well, because I can't trust Minnesota.
I did too, because I hate picking Minnesota.
Oh Lord!
Every time I pick them, they lose.
But I do have the week.
But Donte, what you think of that game last night? What was the turn?
What was
the turning point?
Basically the turning point in the game. The Cardinals up 3-0. They're driving down the field. I believe it was a 1st and goal. I believe Kyler Murray was dropping back. All of a sudden, you see Aaron Donald in his face. Kyler Murray throws the ball. Aaron Donald gets his hands pretty much on the ball, and then it turns into an interception. And then the Rams go down and score. That's what I thought. That's when I thought the turning point of the game was right there. And also, they was on the verge of momentum until that interception. So, again, congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams for winning the game last night. They were the better team last night. And Kyler Murray did not have a pretty good game. If you're going to put this guy in the MVP discussion, he's got to play better. He's got to make better throws. He's got to hit those receivers wide open. He missed AJ Green wide open at the by the end zone. He says, how did he miss that throw? He missed Rondale Moore wide open down the sideline. The ball drifted towards the out of bounds line. And it was just Matthew Stafford made the right throws and, made the throws he's supposed to make. Kyler Murray didn't make the throws he's supposed to make. This defense stepped up when they needed to. This defense did not Arizona defense did not make the plays when they need to. And DeAndre Hopkins, a big 4th and 1 drop right there, that drop that would have probably gave him a touchdown if he caught the ball. He knows that DeAndre Hopkins actually don't drop the ball like that. So, again, that was another turning point in the game. And Arizona just took, Los Angeles just took advantage of their missed mistakes, and Van Jefferson got wide open for a touchdown. Odell Beckham looks happy, looks rejuvenated. That says a lot about Baker Mayfield. Can't get him the football, and Matthew Stafford could. That was a two different quarterback. We all know Matthew Stafford is a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield. That's not even a close conversation we need to have right now, a discussion we need to even consider having. Van Jefferson is good. Cooper Kupp is just amazing. Every single play, every time they need a catch, he gets the ball, and he was able to establish a run game as well. Sony Michel, 20 carries, 79 yards. That's not bad. So, again, give credit to the Rams. They were the better team last night.
Yo, guys, what's up?
Like,
So
I only
Robert,
caught
so
the.
this
What up, man?
What was the question?
So, they were saying that Odell Beckham, he was the problem. Do you think he's the problem?
Problem where? For the Browns? Cleveland?
I don't think so. I think it's more on Baker Mayfield than I think it's more Baker Mayfield than anything else.
Yeah.
But like Donte said, like the fact that OBJ looks rejuvenated with the Rams, it kind of just speaks. It does speak that Baker Mayfield was the problem, and we're hearing it from like different reports that Baker Mayfield is dividing that locker room. Even though I caught the back end of it too, is it's like Aaron Donald just brought a lot of pressure on Kyler Murray, sacking him 3 times. It's like, the fact that it's like you cannot stop Aaron Donald. You really can't. Like, no matter how good your offensive line is, he's still going to find a way to get through and bring pressure to the quarterback. Just like, I think it was just a good game from both teams, but I think the Rams really did capitalize on the mistakes that Arizona should not have made, despite how good that team is. Do I think that's going to affect them? I don't really think it does. I think that could be just be like a one rare off night that the Cardinals have put up. I mean, Kyler Murray does need to play better if he's going to be part of the MVP conversations. I mean, he's already a good quarterback, but he needs to play a whole lot better from here on out. Cliff Kingsbury still probably is probably a good head coach for that team. Really turned that culture around in Arizona. That team's got to play better. That's just all I have to add to it.
Yeah, and one more thing I want to say before Money Minch go. Again, that's speaking about Baker Mayfield again, not getting it. This man got 4 touchdowns already. So what does that tell you? Baker Mayfield was not getting this man the football, and it was not a good fit. Now you're around they do miss Robert Woods, but you got Cooper Kupp and you got Van Jefferson, who's emerging as well, and you got Sony Michel, who can catch passes out of the backfield as well, and you got a whole running back committee, and plus you got a quarterback that loves to get his receivers the ball and that can throw the ball deep down the field. That's a very strong arm. Baker Mayfield doesn't have a strong arm. Matthew Stafford does have a strong arm. So again, that's big value of Matthew Stafford able to get this guy the football, and they had a little trouble with chemistry wise early on. It's going to take some time when you add 2 additions in the lineup. Von Miller, he made a big 4th and 1 tackle last night. He made a big 4th down and 1 tackle last night. So again, that speaks volume about Baker Mayfield not getting Odell Beckham the football instead of a quarterback who can get him the football, who does have a strong arm. So he already got 4 touchdowns already, so that should tell you. So Matthew Stafford and Baker Mayfield that's not even in the discussion who's the better quarterback.
And Coach we already know who this guy is that just popped in. We got Freddie from over there to ASAP. What's going on, Freddie?
What's going on, you guys?
What's good, Freddie?
You guys talking sports, and I just thought I'll stop by to teach a lesson or 2. That's what I do.
I saw this man about 100 times already today.
We were just recapping last night's game, and then was the Cardinals who they said they was, but the Rams came down and said no, we're the team that's back. So what you think about that game?
Hey, All I know is it was a sad night in the desert down there.
I haven't seen Jay all day too, Freddie. I haven't seen Jay. Have you seen him?
Hey, Jay been quiet in the group chat. Hey, ain't heard nothing about nothing but Arizona. NBA team lost and the NFL team lost. I see Iverson in the comment down there. I'm gonna see if he's gonna be doing a lot of talking. Hey, they tried to write my dude OBJ off. They said he was washed. They said he was done. He was the problem in Cleveland. Clearly, he was not the problem in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield.
That's what me and Dante. That's all of us what we said, that Baker Mayfield was the problem, and then we saw that in the performance of OBJ, which sucks now that he's now on the COVID IR, which is absolute ridiculousness. But I think he's still a good wide receiver to have on any team. It depends on the quarterback he wants to play with, and we're seeing, like Dante said, tough chemistry. To start out. I mean, I think him and Stafford and OBJ is going to be a really deadly duo for that Rams team. In the future years. I mean, Donald's pretty much holding down that defensive line. I mean, it's just like Freddie said, it is a sad night in the desert. In the desert.
Mitch,
What?
I didn't even know you was in here. What's going on, Mitch? When the hell did you sneak the hell in?
About like 3 minutes ago. But
Where do you see Mitch at? Mitch not here. What are you talking
He's
about?
cammed down.
He's cammed down.
Mitch cam up. Hell.
I'll cam up in a second. But all I gotta say is thank you to James Conner for fantasy. He got me 31 points after last night, so I'm sitting pretty. It's, the Rams, man, the Rams. I don't know what else to say, even though I think they're overrated for a little bit. But good win for them. Very good win for them.
I said on the morning show that the Rams defense was going to be that factor, and Aaron Donald was going to be the key. He had 3 sacks. Poor Kyler Murray was running for his life. 3 sacks on Aaron Donald by himself alone. So, I mean, definitely Stafford was getting OBJ involved, and Jefferson was involved. And the running game got involved in too. Sony Michel didn't do too bad running-wise. But we're going to go through this NFL games of last week and recap them a little bit. Dante, you got those up for me?
I got what?
The last week, Fred. Last week.
Okay. You said last week. Gotcha. Yeah, I got him up now. I got him up.
There's Mitch.
I got him up.
But then we got that Thursday game. I know it was Pittsburgh and Minnesota.
Yeah.
I was about to write off Pittsburgh, but for some, I was like, Minnesota gonna give up this game. But Minnesota pulled it out. I'm blaming Chase Claypool. I'll put his ass on the grill on Sunday, knowing he got 12 seconds left and you gonna pose. Get out of here.
It's Dalvin Cook.
Did y'all think Minnesota was gonna dominate like they did?
No, I didn't think. Like I said, I didn't think Minnesota was gonna dominate like they did. Minnesota is a fraudulent team. Again, but I didn't expect Minnesota to win this game because I didn't trust Minnesota. You can't really trust neither team down at this point. Their defense is definitely deteriorated for the last couple of years. It used to be a top defense in the league. Dalvin Cook still can. Dalvin Cook is among one of the best backs in the NFL. Got Justin Jefferson over there, but I just don't understand about Minnesota. Like I say, it's going to be a coaching change. I believe after this year. I keep saying this on a hot take. I think it's time for Mike Zimmer to go. I think it's he passed his time. He did his time in Minnesota. Not saying he's not a good coach. Not saying he's not going to get a coaching job or a defensive coordinator job somewhere else. But I just think he just lasted too long in Minnesota. I just think it's time to go. Time is up for Mike Zimmer. I think it's just too. It just you had enough of Mike Zimmer pretty much. I think it's time for that marriage to break up and get some fresh blood in Minnesota. I just think it's time for that.
I agree, and then that's me too. I always kind of think too, like he's he like you said, Dante, he overstayed his welcome. Plus, I don't think he's not a good fit for Minnesota, but I think he could be a decent coach elsewhere. I just feel like, I think Minnesota can play a lot better without Mike Zimmer, and the amount of times that we still can't trust him. I mean, it's just plain and simple. Like Kirk Cousins, he's an egg quarterback. I mean, Justin Jefferson, well, we all know how that goes. I mean, Dalvin Cook, defense is not as good as it used to be. It's just like still screwed up my picking the pick'em league, but I just got to get that out there. But I just feel like I think Minnesota could use a coaching change by the end of the year.
All right, Coach Fred, you got Coach Fred.
You know what's more telling that in this game, and it's really about the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
What's up, Eric? Need you to cam up. You're too good looking not to cam up. hey, no homo. No homo.
What's up? What's up?
That's my little brother, by the way.
That's your little brother right there, huh?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this background going. Hold on.
But one thing I was really telling to me is that these wide receivers down there in Pittsburgh is really not respecting Mike Tomlin. And I'm really like, hey, what's going on, Mike? I love Mike Tomlin. He's like one of those coaches that I respect the hell out of. But let's go back to Antonio Brown, right? Doing the the Instagram Live situation, and hey, you're a coach is not supposed to put up with a lot of BS. What happened there? Then last year with Juju, what happened there?
Yep.
Now we see with Claypool. The thing is, when you tolerate certain things when you're winning, hey, that's fine and dandy. But when you start losing and start costing you games, then you want to say it's a problem. You got to nip that in the bud. Why are you, even when you're winning, you have to deal with the no BS when you're not winning, when you're winning and when you're not winning.
Absolutely true.
Hey, I don't know what's going on down there in Pittsburgh. I don't know what the situation is, but hey, they are in trouble. I want Mike Tomlin to get the hell out.
I was just about to ask you a question.
I want him to get somewhere else.
I think Mike Tomlin needs to
he's
go.
Too great of a coach, man.
Because that's very true. It's like, because like the fact that Mike Tomlin's been in Pittsburgh for so long is like, and the fact that we're seeing Trace Claypool, young wide receiver, but still acting stupid. Not doing it. It's just like it's not a good look. And if I'm Mike Tomlin, it's just like, this is not going to fly. And look, I mean, I kind of understand, and I do understand the benching of Chase Claypool, and rightfully so. And and like Freddie said, the same thing with Juju. Like these young receivers, they're having a hard time. This is a thing called discipline. They're having a hard time. Understand. Like they're in the. What's the word I'm looking for? They don't have to they don't value respect because other things like we're young and all this shit. So you see like some of these veterans that they have there's a thing called respect, and it's what annoys the living crap out of me. It's just like, Mike Tomlin does need to go, and I agree with Freddie on this one because it's like I think he can make it another team. I don't know, could be a lot more successful. Because I mean, you still got. It's just like I don't know, though, man. I don't know what is going on with that Steelers team.
Yeah. A question I want to ask everybody, and then I'm gonna turn it over to Key because she got most of the topics. Is it what do Pittsburgh Steelers do? Do they go to the quarter? Do they go get a draft? Go to the draft to get a quarterback? Do they go in free agency? Do they trade? Money Mitch, what you think they'll do? What you think they'll do? What do you think they probably need to do?
It depends on what pick they have in the draft. So,
I think they had number. I forget where they at, but they are projected to draft Pickett from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Oh, really? Wow, that's
Pittsburgh guy.
It's actually kind of.
I want to piggyback off that. Like, I don't think they go in the draft because there's not a lot of quarterbacks that's high.
Yeah, it's a weak quarterback class. I mean, the best one you're probably going to get is probably what Matt Corral's probably the best one you're going to get.
I think their best bet for next year, they can't get one via free agency, via
that's
trade,
the strongest class.
Is to see what Haskins really got. I would really sit Big Ben down right now to see what Haskins has. See if Was it that Washington football culture? What can Mike Tomlin do with the Haskins? It's time to unleash him to see if we can turn this young man into a future franchise quarterback. But the question's still out. We really don't know.
I don't think
Yeah.
they'll do that because this is Ben Roethlisberger's last year, so they might just let it
Nobody
ride.
give a damn about that, Mitch. We've seen Big Ben.
Ah,
Hey, we give you
I
your
agree,
love,
but it's just like
respect, but we seen it, okay? Hey, Big Ben he looks hot garbage. And a lot have to do with that O line. A lot have to do with that, but I mean, geez, Louise.
hey, Vic, man, you need to let me know something, Vic. We have guests on the 7200 second show now, man. If you do want to come up, we do have guests, man. But like I say, I'm tired of seeing this man Freddie face. That's my guy, man. So I love to mess with Freddie all the time. That's my
You
family.
know why you get tired of seeing my face? Because he stays keep schooling. I keep teaching. That's what I do.
And
Teacher Freddie. That's my new name.
I think if I would like, I wanted to see, in my opinion, I do want to see what Haskins can do. Because obviously Ben is just way past his prime, and I think he just needs to call it where it is. If Haskins doesn't work out, I would rather go into free agency and kind of look for a quarterback, because there's only like 3 decent quarterbacks are coming out in that draft class. It's not as quarterback heavy classes in the most recent years. I just kind of feel like if you can give I think, and I kind of do feel like Washington did screw over Dwayne Haskins. So I think Mike Tomlin should at least should give Dwayne Haskins a chance to see what he can prove. If it doesn't work out, go in free agency and go look for a quarterback.
I'm not gonna go that far to say that
Dwayne Haskins just need him a disciplined coach. You see, he wasn't disciplined when he was with Washington, going to the strip clubs and doing everything else, and then his wife beats him up. Like, come on now, like he just needs to be disciplined.
I'm a Giants fan. I ain't no damn Packers fan.
Why does everyone make that joke?
I don't know why everybody like to be a troll. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, man.
They call me a troll. They try to be as good as I am.
All right,
because they don't want the smoke.
What's the next game from last week? Going into Sunday, I know that first game.
I think
what was the next game off the slate?
I think Donte left for something.
There he is.
Oh, there he is.
My bad. Let's go. Key, you good?
What's the next game?
All right, the next game we have the Cleveland Browns, Baltimore Ravens. Cleveland Browns pulled off the win versus the Ravens, 24-22. Tyler Huntley was in that game after Lamar Jackson got knocked out of the game. Pretty much, Tyler Huntley tried to bring them back. They did get the onside kick on a third down. Tyler Huntley on a second down, basically Tyler Huntley was sacked by Jadeveon Clowney. Pretty much ended the game. But Lamar Jackson, he was left out on the cart. How concerning it is now that the Ravens they're in the playoff contention. How concerning it is about Lamar Jackson's ankle, and would you guys play him this coming week, or do y'all feel like he should sit down and Tyler Huntley, Harbaugh should call to Tyler Huntley for just this one game?
I think the Baltimore Ravens should be very worried.
Okay.
Because you're talking about a quarterback who depends on his feet, who depends on the running game. Even though he can, use his arm strength, but that's definitely not his strongest attribute to his game. His strongest attribute is his leg. So if those ankle's not right, that run game not going to be.
Oh no.
I think the Ravens should be worried, because it's like, and that's the thing too, is like without Lamar Jackson, like you're pretty much killing your running game. Like that got at least a start. You got some other good players on there, but I think everything runs through Lamar and that running game. Because if you can't do that, I mean, I think Baltimore's going to find a way to maybe not get far in the playoffs. So I think I'm going to go worry with this Ravens team at the moment.
Key, the Cleveland Browns are 7-6. Do you think they have a chance? Do you think they have a chance overtake the division or make a wild card spot. What do you think about it, Keith?
I mean, it's very well possible Cleveland can take that spot. I just don't. It's something about Baker Mayfield, man. It's just something about him. I think Cleveland is going to move on from him. They're not talking about giving him no extension or anything. I think it's time for Baker to go somewhere else.
All right. Money
And
Mitch.
add that Hundley didn't do too bad. It's just Hundley is not really that. I mean, he can run when he have to. He didn't do too bad. Throwing, he's more of a pocket passer than Lamar is. But you still need that running game, and Baltimore still should be in trouble. They don't have they got the running back by committee with Devonta Freeman's back there, but they're definitely gonna miss Lamar.
Same question, Money Man. Same question to you.
How long is Lamar out for?
He says he's fixed to go this weekend. He ready to. They say he ready to go this weekend.
Okay. So, I'll be worried. I mean, he's the whole freaking offense. I mean, without him, who's your backup quarterback?
Hundley.
Tyler Huntley.
I mean, I never even heard of the guy until just now. So it's like, what does that tell you? So, yeah, and it depends. I mean, it's a tough situation. Who else do they have in their schedule? Like, I'm gonna look up their schedule right now.
They ain't got that many games left, but they on the verge of they can't lose no more, or them wild card spots. On the hunt, they're gonna be looking mighty fine. Somebody gonna get in.
Yeah. Shout out to one of my closest friends, Swavy, for being in the goddamn chat. Big shout out to her. She a New Orleans Saints fan, so big shout out to her for being in the chat.
And
Eric, get the hell up out of here.
boy Eric from the S.C Experience. What's going on, Eric? And fellow Laker fan, so Freddie don't feel alone.
Hey,
All right,
so the Ravens got the Packers Sunday, then they got the Bengals, then they got the Rams, then they got the Steelers. That's a tough schedule.
I think they can go 2-2. I think they can go.
Yeah, I think it's split those 4 games. Because I think the two losses.
What'd you say?
I think beating Green Bay. I know that much.
I think that one of those losses are going to go to Green Bay.
I think one of them definitely is in Green Bay.
I think the Bengals are going to be. I feel like they're going to be. It's another loss for the Ravens. I think the Bengals and the Packers are going to be the 2 losses, in my honest opinion, against the Ravens.
To the Steelers.
That would be easy.
So we're gonna go on to the next game. Because after this horrible game right here, we gonna get to the I gotta let Coach Freddie go last on the next one. So
his Giants got depleted.
So we got a 20-0 goose egg. We got Tennessee Titans beating Jacksonville 20-0. What does this mean for Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans? We're gonna go with Eric.
It means nothing. They beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, bro.
The Jaguars are crying out loud.
Yeah, the Jaguars are going through it right now, especially with the coaching staff. We all know what Ramar's going through over there. So, yeah, that's all I got to say about that. It means nothing. Tannehill's still overrated in my books.
All right, Coach Fred, I gotta throw a little sauce on this one for you right here. Will Urban Meyer be fired? Is this Urban Meyer on first and only season that he coaches in Jacksonville?
Yes, he will. He needs to be fired. He needs to be gone. One thing we got to realize, man, Urban got to realize that these are grown men. These aren't kids in college where you can say, hey, didn't you have a 4-year scholarship? We'll go check it again. It's not that no more. These are grown men that's making millions of dollars. And then you criticizing your coaching staff talking about they losers. Urban Meyer, you're a loser as well. What have you won on the NFL level? I mean, can we ask the question? What have you won?
We can ask that question.
What have you won on the NFL level? And then we got to realize this as well. Like, okay, even though let's say your OC not doing what they supposed to be doing, they slacking. Your defensive coordinator, you are the head coach. You do get the last call. I mean, they put out the game plan. You approve of it, so you're a loser just as much as they are a loser. So yeah, he needs to be gone. The antics, with him not flying back on the plane, going to the club, get the lap dance and all that. he needs to be gone. I mean, that's no leadership, man.
Yeah.
I want to say I say yes as well, just because it's like Urban Meyer has his head so far up his ass. It's like at times it's like, oh, it's like this is like the top of the sport. Like this is not like college football where like everything's more lenient and the shit like that. Plus, I mean, like Freddie said, like he has the final say, and the fact that he can't, and you belittle your coaches, which makes it even much of a bad image. That we got more reports coming out. So it's like this dude, his head is so far up his ass. It's like it's not even funny. So I'd say that's a huge yes for me.
All right, Miss Key, what you got up on this one?
Yeah, everybody's looking to turn around Jacksonville. Rome is not built in a day. Yes, you got Trevor Lawrence back there. You bring in Urban Meyer. You know, Rome again. It's a rebuild. It's not going to happen instantly. So yes, you got to get the right pieces in Jacksonville. Will Jacksonville ever be relevant again? Probably not. Last time they was relevant, 2017? They went to the AFC Championship game against the Patriots, and a couple of years later, they're done. So no, it's going to be a while before we see any relevancy in Jacksonville. They just got to find the right pieces, and Urban Meyer ain't it.
All right, Money Mitch.
Urban Meyer's done. That's basically all I gotta say there.
All right, so the very next game, I'm glad Eric is still in the building, but we got a SmackDown ass whooping that happened in Arrowhead Stadium. Basically, the Kansas City Chiefs. We got whooping on Las Vegas Raiders. So yeah, they did. He comes back in with the hoodie. They did lay the SmackDown on the Las Vegas Raiders. So Eric, I'm gonna let you go last on this one because I know they're your Raiders, and ever since Freddie came out and called them the Cowboy Raiders, they've been goddamn acting like this so far. So, Key, what's the one way you can describe this SmackDown ass whipping by Chelsea?
I just say I was not. I knew Kansas City was going to win, but damn, did they not? Did the Raiders forget they had a game Sunday? Did they forget? See, what happens is they wasn't humble, and they want to go celebrating on the logo. No, why would y'all do such a thing? I get it, but you know what happens every time a team goes to the logo? They get smacked. And it's all T.O.'s fault. Y'all don't got to follow T.O.'s footsteps. But I was not expecting that ass whooping. I at least thought y'all wanted to compete a little bit. Just a tad bit. And it just seems like y'all just quit. It just seems like y'all just quit altogether. It's just like it's a curse in Vegas. Down from the head coaching to the Henry Ruggs thing, and then Damon Arnett, and it just seems like it just can't get no better. But hopefully y'all can rebrand and burn down the building and start over again. But that was an embarrassment. That truly was an embarrassment.
God damn. Yeah, even Key saying ass whooping. Money Mitch, give me one way you can subscribe this SmackDown, the SmackDown ass whooping. Give me a way you can subscribe.
Eric, I'm sorry, but all I'm gonna say is the Chiefs defense. The Chiefs defense really changed their game around. Like in the beginning of the year, their defense was crap. Everyone could score points on them except for the Eagles. I mean, I forget they scored in that game, but yeah. But it's just like now the Raiders stomped on their logo. Everything was going bad for them from the jump, and question is, who the Raiders got next?
The Browns Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, it's 2 Saturday games.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't even know that. Dang. Saturday night football. Let's go. But yeah, they're done. Just like the Sixers, just like the Lakers, they're done.
Lord have mercy.
Robert, give me one way to subscribe this goddamn beat down, SmackDown ass whooping, stomp on, whatever you call, because that's all it was. This was the.
I have a few thoughts on that first. number one, that game was an absolute dumpster fire. And number two, like, and I don't know if I ever said this before, but I'll say this because I was talking to one buddy of mine. Because I said to like the fact that the Raiders moved to Vegas, what you knew, this franchise knew they were going to ask you for trouble moving to Vegas. Am I wrong here? Like we all know that Vegas is like the party capital of the United States. Like that's for certain. But the fact that they can't catch a break from the John Gruden bullshit, you got the Damon Arnett, Henry Ruggs, like you could have just like asked the fact that like it kind of annoys the living crap out of me. It's just like how bad that team has played, despite the fact that and I'll say this too: Mark Davis is absolute shit. So I mean, I know they are done, but and to sum it up, that is a complete fucking dumpster fire. Like it makes like these other teams is like, man, like what the fuck, man? It's ridiculous. Like I mean, it's like there's nothing really else to say.
This game's so frustrating. Robert can't talk. That's like.
Definitely.
Wait, I got something. It was not as bad as the Sixers lost last night.
Yes, the hell
wait, it wasn't. Look, at least you didn't lose by 73 points.
Mm-hmm.
That's very true.
Okay, so I got one way.
Didn't miss anything for you.
Oh my god!
I got a marker right here. I got a marker right here. And I got my clipboard, which is my sweetheart's clipboard. So let's go back to the first game. So how many points did the Chiefs score first game? 42, right? So we're gonna put 40. We're gonna put 42 right here. And how many points they scored this game? 48. Okay. So we got 48. We got 48. No. Okay. So we got. All right. Oh, we got 86 points against the Kansas City Chiefs. They scored 86 points on this Las Vegas Raiders defense, okay? They scored 86 points on this loss. You might can't see it, but there you go right there. There you 86 points the first two times you guys played them. So, Eric, describe this your team's lack of effort, no heart, atrocious coaching, defense, missed tackles.
We get it. Keep
going. I'm still like having a little trouble.
There we go.
Robert, I'm gonna say first of all, don't stress yourself out with this shitty organization here. Okay, this
kind of like the Lakers right now.
Oh my god!
Let's let Eric out of floor.
Yeah, let's let Eric.
We'll talk about the Lakers later, Mitch. Okay, we'll talk about the Lakers later. But
you mean you guys are gonna have Ben Simmons?
Screw him.
Oh my god! Can you let him go?
Let's do this. Okay. It's exactly what Robert said with the Vegas move. We knew what it was gonna be. I know Spot ended up saying something like just win money or some shit. This is all it was. It was a money move. All they care about is money. Mark Davis, all he cares about is money. He doesn't care about winning. This organization does not care about winning. I'm gonna keep saying this shit. Derek Carr should leave. The whole team should get blown up. The coaching staff, Rich Bisaccia, you're way too damn nice, bro. Why the hell would you let our team, knowing we got our ass kicked the first time, go to the logo and do whatever the fuck that was, bro? That didn't make any sense to me. Did you not learn from Juju Smith doing that shit? Look at what happened to Juju. Let me tell you something. Raiders, blow it up. I'm already looking at the draft. I don't care no more about the season. The Browns could have their whole starting lineup out, their whole 11 starters on offense and defense, and still kick our ass on Saturday. So I don't care about this team. This team is ridiculous, doesn't want to win for the fans. And until they want to win for the fans, I will fully support. But right now, I'm 50-50 with this team because this organization doesn't want to win for us. So Derek Carr, get the fuck out of there. That's all I'm going to say. Derek Carr, get out.
Yes, indeed. That was Mr. Eric, the Las Vegas Raider. So we got next game. We got a 30-9 whooping. New Orleans beats the New York Jets. So
move on.
Y'all want to describe this game or y'all want to move on from this game?
It's the Jets. What is there to talk about? That's just a shitty organization.
Okay, we're gonna pass. There we go. Dallas Cowboys beat the Washington football teams 27-20. So give me you guys takeaway from this game.
Almost choked it.
Eric, was it more Washington not showing up, or was it more Cowboys?
Not showing up, or was it more Cowboys?
Pretty much. I said this on the morning show last week. I said the Washington football team did not play a very good offense yet. This defense has not played a very good offense. Our Raiders offense, you already seen. We just talked about it. It's depleted. A couple others, except for the Buccaneers, I'll give them that. They finally played a good offense. And I said Taylor Heineke is not all that. He threw how many picks, and how did he play? He played horrible.
He just threw one. That kind of worse
what was his completion? What was his completion? Because
I
know the first half it was like 2 for 12.
Let me get him. Right,
I said at least between like 20, like less than 20%.
Yeah. It was Taylor Heineke was bad in this game. Dak Prescott wasn't even that good either, but he did have more yards. He did have more attempts, but he wasn't even that good either. So we had Taylor Heineke 11 out of 25, 122 yards. He did have a touchdown and an interception.
The touchdown, I don't know if you guys seen it. He threw it straight up. Yeah. It was a one-on-one ball, and Trayvon Diggs got his ass whooped by Terry McLaurin. So that could have easily been a pick if Trayvon Diggs wasn't that dog crap. But
okay.
Yeah, I think that's still not gonna discredit them. I think Washington could still make the playoffs easily. I like their squad. I think they shouldn't go for a quarterback in the offseason. I think they got their quarterback. And hopefully they could do some offseason changes on the offensive line, give another receiver to him, especially on the draft. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. And the Cowboys are the Cowboys. They're gonna screw it up in the playoffs anyway. So I mean, hey.
Yes, sir. That's Mr. Eric right there, Mr. Eric. Okay, Key. Should Michael Parsons be considered as an MVP discussion?
I don't know about MVP, but I definitely think defensive player, even defensive player of the year, even defensive rookie of the year. But he did say some comments saying that the NFL is easy. I wouldn't have said that right now, Mr. Parsons, because that might come back and bite you in the ass hard. Oh, do you think the NFL is easy? Okay, but if you look at that game, I think it was more of Washington, because Washington, they scored in the second, towards the second and the third and the fourth quarter. Dallas ain't scored in 2 quarters. Washington almost came back and won that game. So, I mean, Dallas their defense is good. I give them that. But offensively, they still need more. They couldn't get it together offensively against Washington. Washington almost came. If Washington would have came back and beat them, that would have been the most funniest thing ever. But I think it was just more of a good Washington team. I think it was bad Dallas, actually.
All right. My boy Robert. So we got Ezekiel Elliott. Is Tony Pollard better than Ezekiel Elliott? Is he a better fit for this offense than Ezekiel Elliott?
Oh, definitely.
Because the Cowboys should consider kind of moving on from Ezekiel Elliott.
I think Tony Pollard is a much better running back. I think Dallas needs to move on from Zeke, because God forbid, I don't know why they overpaid for, because we all know that running backs are replaceable, and who overpays for a running back nowadays. Not to mention too, like Washington actually, despite majority of the game, didn't really show up to play. And the fact that Dak at times cannot hold a lead against any team that he plays against, like he'll find a way to fucking blow it, and we saw that too. Like, was it what they scored, like, I forgot how many points in the fourth quarter, because that's when they really started making that run, and it's like, then again, Dallas just really doesn't know how to really keep the foot on the gas pedal, and I think this is what's going to. And I'll say this too. I think Dallas is going to be a one and done playoff team, because we can see no matter what quarterback they have. And I think Dak is a decent quarterback, but I don't feel like I don't think he is the guy for Dallas, in my honest opinion, because I feel like he just kind of, and I feel like Trayvon Diggs, despite being a rookie, I mean, he's decent.
He's not a rookie.
Or whatever. Second year, doesn't matter. I don't think, it's just like the only good players that they ever have is like Lawrence, Micah Parsons, but I think Micah Parsons is going to really eat his words coming till next year. I mean, I think, in other words, I think Micah Parsons should be in conversation for the defensive player of the year. And MVP, I think I feel that's just a bit of a stretch, but if he can still be consistent, I think there is a possibility he can be an MVP. But for right now, I think the defensive player is probably the obvious choice for Micah. I just feel like Washington. I think Washington, just blame say they're shitty all they want, but they know how to come back in games. Obviously not having Chase Young, which kind of sucks. I mean, it just kind of, and I said this too, is like once they lost, I feel like that 1 year is really what kind of destroyed that defense. I mean, Taylor Heineke, definitely a good quarterback for the franchise. What I think Washington needs is a better ownership and a better, in my opinion, probably a better GM, in my honest opinion. So that's kind of where I kind of give my thoughts on those.
I did send you a link on your Twitter, so if you want to come in as a guest, you could. So Money Mitch, we're going to kick this over to you. Dak Prescott been struggling. The Cowboys fans have not been happy with him. Is Dak Prescott declining? Is he really a game manager? Or do you think the Cowboys regret giving him that contract?
I've been waiting all day for you to ask me that question. I've been waiting all day.
I should ask somebody else that damn question.
Oh, wow. Seriously, I've been hearing from Cowboys fans for weeks now. Yeah. That I've been hearing that Dak is not the franchise quarterback, that Dak is not helping other players to win, that Dak is not doing this, not doing that. And to go with Pollard is the running back. People are telling me that Ezekiel Elliott should be traded at this offseason because Pollard's a breakout star. So Ezekiel Elliott should be traded. One, for that contract, it's huge, though. I'm not getting into that. So Dak Prescott is declining. And for the Defensive Player of the Year talk, Michael Parsons is up there. But Robert, Trayvon Diggs has 9 interceptions. He has 9. They say hello. Each interception says hello. So he's in the conversation.
Well, you got to think too, like, what Micah Parsons doing, we haven't seen since Lawrence Taylor in his rookie year and since 1981. Like no one's ever seen what Michael Parsons is doing. Despite, it's stupid comments. I feel like it's easy, but I mean, are you sure? Because it's like, I mean, he does make it look easy, but you're seeing like these other players who've been in the league for so long. It's not easy for them.
I got your back, Robert.
I mean, look. I mean, no discredit to Trayvon Diggs too. But I feel like Michael.
I got you. I got your back.
He's overrated.
Yes. Well, you know what Traquan Diggs remind me of? Marcus Peters. Get all those interceptions, but get beat in coverage. Get beat in coverage every single time. And you got 9 interceptions. You would think people is scared to throw your way. People still not scared to throw his way. People
he still gets burned.
Ramsey has less interceptions, and people don't throw his way. Because why?
Because he's been proven. Trayvon Diggs is still in the second year.
But
so imagine 9 years in the first full season. So next year, I know he's not going to get 9, but I'm just saying you still should be looking.
Look at Zayden Howard from Miami.
Yep.
He had 10 interceptions last year. That man was balling. And
he's a good corner. He doesn't get beat either. He's an all-around corner. He's like Slay. He doesn't get beat either. Traquan Diggs gets beat. He gets literally beat and caught over. But I don't know if y'all want to go over these two games.
Well, there's another corner. There's another corner that should be in the conversation. Russell Douglas. I hate saying that.
Shit.
Oh my God.
But
wait. I'm so sorry. It wasn't even Terry McLaurin that got his ass. It was Cam Sims.
Yeah, because McLaurin got sandwiched between 2 defenders and left the game.
That Trayvon Diggs is overrated. I'm gonna keep saying it. Dak Prescott is too.
Yeah,
everybody's overrated.
And what's funny is too, like even Boys for Life doesn't even like Dak Prescott, which is ironic. And he doesn't even like.
But you gotta give it to Dak Prescott. He played his cards right to get paid. He played it so well in order to get that bag.
Hey, I think once that agent seen that Dak Prescott went out, he was like, "Yeah, we could get paid. You mean a lot to this team. You mean a definitely lot to this team, and you showing your value by sitting your ass right here on this couch and getting healthy. That's why they what you call that? Like Meet the Browns. You ain't finna manipulate me. He manipulated the organization with that. Get that money.
Because Dallas stinks without Dak. Dallas flat out stinks without Dak.
And I'll say this too, like Dallas when it comes to injuries, they are very what's the word I'm looking for here? Like they're kind of not careful with how some of the players, like when Dak had his calf injury, they rushed him back too soon.
It's time to get rid of Smith for Dallas. He can't stay healthy.
Yep. So if y'all want to get past these two games, y'all could just tell me pass. You got Atlanta versus Carolina. Pass.
That ruined my pick.
Pass.
I picked Atlanta for that. I'm happy.
I picked Carolina. God damn it.
We got Seattle versus my Houston Texans.
Oh God, that was a trashy game.
At first, I'll give it to your Texans. They were holding up the whole first half.
Hey, I gotta give it to Davis Mills. He did play pretty well in this game.
Yeah, my Raiders can't even do it for one quarter.
Oh my God. The Kansas City game is a beat down on the weekend, but this is the Detroit Lions. Denver beat them down. Beat them down. So I'm not. Yeah, this is Detroit. We got the Chargers beating on the New York Giants. We all know what type of team New York is.
Of course, Freddie gonna dip out when we talk about this game right here.
Hey, Chargers got the biggest game this year against the Kansas City Chiefs. So the question is, we're not gonna even answer no question about the Giants. I'm gonna just get to one question to everybody. So can the Chargers do it Thursday night? They already got a victory in Arrowhead early in the season over Patrick Mahomes. Can Justin Herbert come through in a Thursday night game?
Absolutely.
Against Kansas City.
I mean, you got Keenan Allen, you got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. I mean, you got some of these other weapons that Justin Herbert has at his disposal. Plus, I mean, you got a good coaching staff over there with the Chargers. I think if they can since they beat the Chiefs the first time, I can definitely believe they can beat them again. And besides, I mean, Mahomes is having an off year anyway, so I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I say no, because in the first time the Chargers played them, the Chiefs defense was like crap, and they still beat the Raiders. But and then the second time go around, the defense is still good. I mean, the defense got a lot better. I didn't think that they'll get much better, but they did, and they're on like what, a 6-game winning streak right now, 5 and 6. So the momentum is definitely on their side. Are they home or away?
I think home. Chargers are home.
They in SoFi.
Then Chiefs are winning. I'm sorry, right there. Chiefs are winning. The defense will be too much.
Key, what you got?
Yeah, she's getting Wendy's.
My bad, I'm getting dinner. It's a late.
Sorry, we're not sponsored by Wendy's.
But I want Wendy's. Oh my God! Now you need to.
No, I think the Chargers can do it again.
Okay.
I definitely think the Chargers can do it again. Talking to Jake earlier, they had the formula to definitely beat Patrick Mahomes the first time. I get it, their defense, and the first time they played, it was a different team. Now Mahomes is back, and that offense is clicking. I don't know. It might be tough. I still think the Chargers can pull it out there. I'm gonna ride with Justin Herbert here.
It'll be
They're getting Keenan Allen back. They got Mike Williams. They got Eckler. It's gonna be another good game. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Chargers here.
All right, Eric, what you got? My drafting buddy, what you got?
We all know he's taking the Chargers.
He don't want neither team to win.
Yeah, I don't want neither team to win. But either way, I know we're out of the playoffs. So I don't care who wins here. But
you're predicting a tie?
I want a tie, but it's hard to. I don't know. I might toss a coin for this to pick it because the thing is with the Chargers, they have a lot of firepower. How do you beat the Chiefs? Firepower, you beat them with firepower, and that's what the Chargers got on offense. The real question is this Chargers defense gonna step up and stop Mahomes and that offense? I think they could do it. They have the tools to do it. They have the players to do it. Are they gonna do it? I don't know. They've been up and down all year, man. Sometimes they're here, sometimes they're there. Sometimes the off Justin Herbert's here, and other times he's here. So and Patrick Mahomes has been like here. So I think the Chiefs got this. But if it's at SoFi, I think the Chargers could use that home field advantage to their. They got more Charger fans now all of a sudden. I don't know where they came out of. Came out of a hole. But yeah, I think the Chargers could pull it off, but I don't think they're gonna do it back to back. I think the Chiefs got this one. They're gonna go 1-1 in the series.
All right, yes indeed. So we got a couple of more games, then we're gonna go into some fact or fiction question. Me and Key favorite segment on the show. So here we go. We got the 49ers edging the Bengals in overtime. Are the 49ers are back? Are the 49ers are back?
I think so. I
They're
mean,
back.
Look, I think that was a good game overall. I think the 49ers, you got Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle. You got some good weapons over there for the 49ers. I think say what you want about Jimmy G. I think he's still a decent quarterback for that squad. Is he bad by any stretch of means? Absolutely not. The fact, and this is the thing too, like this is kind of what, oh god, it's just like you would think, like it's like, okay, if you're trading Jimmy G away because you're going to have a builder future around Trey Lance, the fact that Jimmy's still balling out, I don't know what the reason is there. That's kind of how I do think that. They are back. I think they're going to be in playoff. I think they're definitely going to be in the playoffs. That's for certain. Lengthwise, maybe.
Damien, where the hell you been hiding at? Like you've been MIA for the last couple days. Where the hell you been?
Damien came on Men's show earlier. He was on the show Men's show earlier.
But yeah, to finish, I think the latest they can go is probably second round because sometimes there are some teams that some good teams I feel like that can beat the 49ers. So I think any good, like I say the Chargers can beat the 49ers. Who knows who the 49ers are going to face in the postseason. So only time will tell, but I definitely think the 49ers are back. I think you got some good weapons like I said, George Kittle, probably one of your best tight ends, Brandon Ayuk. Kind of pissed that we didn't take him instead, which that's a whole nother thing in another day. But yeah, that's kind of where I stand with the 49ers.
All right, Eric, what you got, Eric, on the 49ers?
I think when Deebo Samuel's out, that Niners is not the same. We could all agree with that.
Yep.
With him healthy, this Niners team looks good. I was talking to Tayrock, and Tayrock said he was scared when the Bengals almost got that interception, pick six to game it. That could have went completely a whole different way. It could have been the Bengals win, but the Bengals couldn't get it done. But after all, like Robert said, the George Kittle stepping up. Brandon Ayuk is finally becoming the receiver because I know in the first half of the season he was horrible, and I mean horrible. This defense is looking like this defense. I think they could hold their own weight in the NFC, especially the NFC, but against the top teams like Buccaneers, Rams, Arizona, I don't think they could do it in the playoffs. I think they'll be a one-and-done playoff team, but they are looking good right now, so anything could really happen. They're one of those dark horse teams in the NFC.
All right, Key.
San Fran turned it around in the second half. That first half, they was horrible. Jimmy G was talking about being on the trading block. I don't know, will he still be there next year? Is it time for Trey Lance to emerge? We don't know, but definitely Deebo Samuel's being out hurt them, and everything. I'm waiting. Who I'm waiting to see is Troy Sermon. I know they drafted him from Ohio State, and I know he was hurt a little bit this year. I'm waiting to see exactly what he can do for that running game. I know Elijah Mitchell is good as well. I'm waiting for Sermon to see what he can do as well with Trey Lance. But I don't know if San Fran definitely gonna go all the way. If they stay, if they stay consistent, definitely they'll get that wild card. But they'll be a one and done team if they can stay.
All right, yes indeed. So we gonna go. We gonna go right here. We gonna go to the Buffalo Bills versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay was up 24-10. Bills somehow made it interesting. Tampa Bay ends up beating them on a long touchdown pass, basically on a little crossing route by Johnson. He takes it all the way to the end zone. One word for to describe this game. The Tampa Bay take their foot off the gas. The Tampa Bay take their foot off the gas on the Buffalo Bills.
I think so, and not to mention too, like we're also and talking about the Buffalo Bills too. We would have thought. I mean, obviously, Patriots are probably the best team in that division, and we I just feel like the Buffalo Bills just they're not. I don't feel like they're the same team that they used to be, like back to back division champs. But I feel like I mean, they're a good team, but I just don't feel like they're not as one at the top of the game like they used to be. The fact that we're seeing, kind of throwing this in there too, like how Mac Jones is kind of performing in that division. It's really shown, like, that these other rookie quarterbacks that we're seeing, like, it's night and day. It's just like, even myself, I had doubts about Mac Jones. I thought he was going to be like another project quarterback that's going to be taking a couple of years to develop. But from what I've been seeing, like how he's been balling out, it's like, okay. And I admitted that I was wrong. But I mean, with the Buffalo Bills, I mean, you got Josh Allen, still probably one of the best quarterbacks that they have in that franchise. I mean, other older Bills fans might disagree, but just kind of put it in the perspective, like, Buffalo, in my opinion, they really need to step it up, because if not, I think the Patriots are going to run away with that division, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Big shout out to Coach Spotlight. He's over there streaming right now on his channel. I'm just looking at him right now. So again, hope he can recover pretty well. We all holding it down for him as a family. Wherever he's going to, we got his back. We'll be ready when he comes back. But we gonna keep on grinding and keep these shows going for him. All these play-by-plays, whatever we can do, we'll hold it down for Coach Spotlight. And we all, as an organization, we got his back, and he will be ready when his return come back. So again, Key and Eric, I got this question for you for Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen walked up out of there with a boot. Is it concerning for the Buffalo Bills that he walked up out of there with a boot, and how much it hurt the Buffalo Bills playoff chances? And do you see somehow Mitchell Trubisky getting in there?
It definitely is going to hurt the Bills with Josh Allen not being there. He can throw the ball deep, definitely to Diggs and Knox, and then you still got Beasley. What the Bills need, I know the Bills stay away. They're a passing team. They still need a good running game. They didn't have the best running back they had was Shady when he was there. That was maybe and Marshawn Lynch. After that, you haven't really gotten a real good running back for Buffalo. I think they need to take some of that pressure off of Josh Allen, but he's going to be missed if he can't play. I know Trubisky ain't no slouch. He do have some experience here in the NFL with Chicago, but he's no Josh Allen. So definitely that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt them a
lot. For the Bills, damn, they took a step down. There's other teams that took a step up, like the Colts, the Chargers, the Broncos, even. I think there's a possibility that the Bills could get taken out of the playoffs. And let me tell you why. They've been losing. They haven't been the same Bills team like we're all been saying. As for the Buccaneers, their offense got way better because now they got a run game even more effective than last year, but their defense got worse. It's pretty bad when you got a player like Josh Allen rushing for 100 yards on you, and he's not a Lamar Jackson. You usually see that as Lamar Jackson, maybe Kyler Murray numbers, not really Josh Allen numbers. But Josh Allen needs to step it up. The Buccaneers defense needs to step it up. Both Buccaneers is an easy Super Bowl contender. I can't say the same for the Bills. I think right now they're at a playoff contention, but besides that, they could get taken out of the playoffs too, especially how these other teams are playing.
He's with the Giants practice squad, if I'm not mistaken. So,
all right. So, if y'all don't want to talk about this game, we can move past this game. We already know the Sunday night game, the second half ass whooping by the Green Bay Packers against the Chicago Bears. So
Ugh.
you get past it, okay.
I feel bad. I do feel bad for goalie though. I mean, I did try. I highly recommend it because I did trash their owner because like, and I want to add a few things because kind of didn't put into context. It's like coming from a Birds fan. I know we don't have the greatest owner, per se, but from a football fan standpoint and the way that that franchise, despite that's a 102-year-old franchise, might I add, but the fact of the matter is that you have Virginia McCaskey, who's been with that team or took over in 1983, wins the Super Bowl in 1985. It's just like, and then, obviously through different head coaches and all this shit, different GMs, manage and all this shit. But the fact that, they're still stuck for the love of God, fire Matt Nagy for the love of God.
Gosh,
you guys are ruining Justin Fields. I hate to say it. It's like, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just like this organization is such, I don't say it's trash, but it's not like, not on the edge of dumpster fire, but kind of like mediocre. I mean, I'm trying to be blunt as I possibly can from what there's hardly any positives that I see with this team other than you got a bright future with Justin Fields. For the love of God, cut Jason Peters for the love of God. This guy can't stay even healthy for the first 5 fucking minutes of the goddamn first quarter. Like, come on now. Like, think about it this way. I mean, we were stuck with him. Now the Bears are kind of sharing the same sentiments. Like, the guy can't stay healthy, and the dude's almost at 40. Like, there's a lot of things that team needs to reconfigure at that moment in time. But then again, like the fact is that I really hate to say it, but I mean, I think Aaron Rodgers is a little bit overrated. I feel like his time is kind of starting to pass, but I think this dude, he's overrated. I think Rodgers can also take his place in the Hall of Fame as well. I mean, really can't. But and the fact, and that's another thing too. The fact that these star players like Aaron Rodgers can pull the shit that they do is kind of unfair into the rest of the league. Like, you're taking Antonio Brown gets suspended for like the most stupidest things you could probably do. But if Aaron Rodgers does it, there's like nothing. Like, that's what annoys the living crap out of me. That someone like Aaron Rodgers is going to get away with a lot of stuff. So I mean, that's kind of where I want to leave it on that.
All right, so we gonna go to fact or fiction. So the first fact or fiction question, we gonna go to Key. We gonna go around. So Aaron Rodgers has a messed up fractured toe. Well, that's something that will haunt Green Bay in the playoffs or sometime. Fact or fiction, is that something that can be? I know it's anything that's broken on you could be cause for concern, but is it cause for concern from Green Bay playoff hopes? And do you still do you see them winning the Super Bowl or going to a Super Bowl with this? Now that Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to end up getting surgery on his messed up toe.
Fiction.
I'm going to go fiction too, but I think somebody's going to wind up destroying the Packers. So I don't think they're not going to get far in the playoffs, in my honest opinion. Super Bowl wise, I don't really think so. I mean, there's like other better teams than the Green Bay Packers. I mean, you can probably make the case for the Cardinals, the Rams, definitely not the Bills. I mean, they're kind of been falling off. Maybe the Patriots under Mac Jones. I mean, those are the few teams I can think that have a possibility of winning or at least getting to the Super Bowl.
For me, when I said fiction for that, I think the Packers are still my Super Bowl contenders. I've been saying it. I have them going to the Super Bowl. I think it's time that they take the next step. I'm tired of them always losing in the conference championship every single time. If it was a Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray type of guy, then I would have said fact because of his toe and of the ability. But he's more of a pocket passer. He started being a little bit more mobile, but even then he's still a pocket passer. I think this Packers team is built for the Super Bowl. I still believe they're going to be taking the next step, and hopefully Aaron Rodgers doesn't choke it again.
All right, so we got a plethora of 7-6 teams. So we got Indianapolis, we got Buffalo, we got Cleveland, we got Cincinnati, we got Denver, we still got Pittsburgh in it. We don't need to be talking about the Las Vegas Raiders. They may be put out. They may be out already. So out of those teams, I think Buffalo and Indianapolis has holding on to the last playoff spots. So Cleveland, Cincinnati, Denver. Which one of these teams that you guys can see fighting in the playoffs? Which one of those teams that you can has a better shot up in the playoffs? Cincinnati, Denver, Cleveland. Which one of those two teams that can move up and get that playoff?
I think Cincinnati, because I feel like last year, I think after the O-line was banged up, the last couple of years, I think they've really taken a good step forward for that franchise. Yet, credit that Jamar Chase is balling out, and the fact that some may discredit that why take a wide receiver in the first, but now if you look at it from a different perspective, the fact that he's going to be having a little bit over more than 1,000-yard season in his first season with the Bengals, I think this team can fight tooth and nail throughout the playoffs, and who knows, maybe can reach the Super Bowl. I feel like this Bengals, in my honest opinion, is my dark horse Super Bowl contender.
Cincinnati is the complete team. That's what I'm gonna say. Cincinnati too. They're the complete team. When you look at these other teams like the Colts, I still have questions about the quarterback. For the Browns, they have been up and down. They haven't been. I know the Bengals have been losing here and there, but they got a run game. They got a quarterback. They got a receiver. They got an O-line. They got a defense. They're the only team there that I think has a fighting chance. Would they make it out of the first round? I'm not really sold on it, but they have the best chance to beat whoever when it comes down to the playoffs.
Key, the question was, now we got Key at the house right now.
Yeah, I'm back in the building.
Key in the kitchen. All right, so which one of those teams that you can see overtaking the Colts and the Buffalo Bills for that playoff spot? Those 7 and 6 teams. You got Pittsburgh pretty much still in it. I believe they're 6-6. You got the
surprise they're still, and that's I still find that surprising that Pittsburgh's still in the playoff race. Like that surprises me. The fact that you still have old
Broncos, you got Cleveland, you got Cincinnati, you got Pittsburgh. So which one of them do you see in the overtakes and get in the playoffs?
In the AFC, I can see definitely the Bengals taking that spot. I don't see the Browns. I know right now if Baltimore and Buffalo continue to lose, I can see Buffalo being on the outside looking in, and I definitely can see Cincinnati moving into that spot. Indianapolis slid in at number 6. Chargers are at 5. Baltimore moved down to 4. KC is 3, and Tennessee moved back up to 2. So the AFC is definitely close for that hunt. But no, I can definitely see Cincinnati making it, and then Buffalo will be out.
All right, Robert. I got a fact or fiction question for you, Mr. Robert here. So, do you with this loss, fact or fiction by Arizona, do you see them struggling on a long run, or do you still see them making a long playoff push? Do you think this loss will rather them facts or fiction, or do you see them
I'm going to say fiction just because this team is so well built. I mean, Kyler Murray, like we said before early in the show, needs to play better. If he can play better, I think this loss is going to be a thing in the past for them. I mean, the fact that they're holding the number 1 seed right now, and what Cliff Kingsbury has done, especially that they traded for Zach Ertz, which as a Birds fan, that's pain, but unfortunately we had to move on from him. I think the only, and like I said before with this team, that the only thing that I feel like is a little bit of a setback is not having JJ Watt. If JJ Watt can find, if he's going to come back healthy, I think before the playoffs, I think they're going to have that's going to be another shoot. That's going to be an automatic. I think they're going to have an easy time going through the playoffs. I mean, this loss, look, it's not. It was a good game for both teams. I mean, I don't think this loss is going to really mean that much since it's only the third loss since it's after having probably on the was it like 13-3 was the best start that he ever had in 16 games. I think this team can go. If this team can beat that, I think I can't see why they can be mowing through teams, getting to the Super Bowl. That's just kind of I think that's a huge fiction because it's like Kyler Murray, still a great quarterback. I mean, you got I don't even know who else on those other than Ertz. That's the only guy, and JJ Watt. I mean, that team is just pretty much so well built on both sides of the football. I mean, we've been seeing it, they've been mowing through teams with scoring over 30, 40 points a game. I mean, can't see why not. But other than that, I mean, fiction is my final answer.
Key, same question for you.
I don't know. Arizona not number one no more. They definitely fell. Green Bay's number one. The Rams gave them a kick in the mouth, and that's going to hurt. So they definitely need to get back on that winning streak if they want to be top notch. They want to be in that top spot to get that bye. But it's definitely, if they keep losing like this, they can definitely fall deeper into that to being out. But they're still going to be in the top. They'll still stay in, but that was a wake up call for them.
Eric,
this is gonna be a hot take. This is gonna be really bold, but this Arizona Cardinals team kind of reminds me of that Pittsburgh undefeated Steelers. They're a seasoned team. That's what I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna call them a seasoned team. They haven't proven me in recent years. I know this is the first time they've been actually pretty relevant, but I think they took the next step. Next step to the Super Bowl? No. I think the next step, yes. I think by next year they would be for sure Super Bowl contenders. I think this year maybe get out of the first round, but from then, I think it just comes to health. Their health is not the same. Their health is not fully there, and I think that's going to kill them in the playoffs because the playoffs, you want your team to be fully healthy because when the playoff is a whole beast, and the more healthy team you got, the more of a better chance you got of moving in those rounds. And I think Arizona, what's going to kill them is their health. That's what's going to be.
So we got another fact or fiction question for the chunk at you, Robert. So again, fact or fiction, if Jalen Hurts doesn't come out here and perform in this football game, do you see the end of Jalen Hurts in Philly if he somehow struggles and we get our foot and they put up our ass somehow in this game?
See, I would say I'm going to go with fiction because I think Jalen Hurts will bounce back, like most quarterbacks would. And if he can do that, I think he should be fine going in and going forward. But right now, I'm going to say fiction because I still have faith in Jalen Hurts. I can't. It's too soon to write him off. The fact that this guy last year was thrown into the fire with only 4 games in, and it's already total 16 games in like about season and a half. So I mean, I'll still give him a little bit more time because he's still a developing quarterback. And it's just look, I can't. This is why I kind of feel like, this is why I hate. Or not, or just like fans actually kind of get writing off still developing players. It's just it's one of my biggest pet peeves as a football fan. Even though I'm still on the Hurts train, I still have a huge faith in Jalen Hurts. The skill set he brings, yeah. I mean, he's got a decent arm and when used right, I mean, the deep ball is right on the money. I mean, we saw it with Quez Watkins, which I think that's going to be another hit to our wide receiver core. And the other 2 guys we can't trust on is J-Jaw and Rager. Those are the guys that we can't rely on. So in my honest opinion, I think they're going to have to make do with, and now that Fogelman got released by the Dolphins, got to bring his ass back because that's just how I see it. And if not, I mean that speaks volumes in itself. But for right now, I'm going to say fiction because I still can't write off Hurts just yet.
All right, Key, what you got up on that? You think they will pull Jalen Hurts if he if he wets the bed this weekend.
No, like this is what I don't get about us Eagles fans. Like, why are we ready to pull Jalen Hurts? No, I understand. Gardner Minshew has a better accuracy arm. I get that. Something Jalen Hurts can definitely work on. We just gotta put pieces around him. We need another receiver to help out Smith and Goddard. We already got the running backs. We just need to add some pieces on defense. The Eagles will be fine. Jalen Hurts will be fine. I'm not ready to write off Hurts yet. I still believe he is the future, the answer. We wouldn't draft him for a reason. And I pray to God how we don't mess shit up.
Oh,
Draft another QB. Jesus Christ.
Kenny Pickett. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, he's going to Pittsburgh.
Mr. Eric, how do you feel about that?
No, I'll keep Jalen Hurts. I don't know why so many Eagle fans hate on him, man. He's still got a lot to. I mean, everybody was praising Lamar Jackson when he was doing similar things, and then he got better with his vision. He got better with his throwing, and that's what Jalen Hurts. I'm not saying he's gonna be a Lamar Jackson, but he has the potential to be something great. You know, he is I don't want to say franchise quarterback yet. I think I'll give him one more year, see what he got. Build around him, like let the organization run it right. I think they're running it pretty wrong. They're putting them in a pretty horrible situation. I mean, for one, you got what's the name, Jalen Reagor,
we're stuck with that boss for crying out loud.
Yeah. So I believe in this Eagles team. I think they could turn it around. I mean, the Cowboys have been winning this division constantly because no other organization, we can all agree, no other organization in that whole division has been stepping up like the Cowboys have. But I believe in the Eagles. They'll turn it around next year. Jalen Hurts just needs one more weapon, offensive line, and he should be set. I love Miles Sanders.
Oh, yeah. And that's another thing, too, Eric, too. Like, you got to think, too, excluding last year, which is – but the remaining years other than 2020 is either us or the Cowboys for the last, handful of years, except the 2010s where the Giants were actually relevant. But ever since then, I mean, it's been us and the Cowboys. But I do think the Eagles can turn it around. I think, and I'll admit this too. I was one of the people that wrote off Nick Sirianni in the first half of the season. But from what I saw, his growth as a play caller, minus the ugly Giants game, I think we might have something here. I mean, the only guy I think we need to start making changes is towards the defensive coordinator. Get started, kind of straighten them up a little bit. I swear to God, give Slay an extension because if you let that man walk, we are screwed at the cornerback position. I'm just all I have to say.
What's so key for your Eagles is it's so beautiful that you guys have as of right now back-to-back picks in the draft. But even then, you got 3 picks in the first round, which is amazing.
That's what worries me. That was the huge. I mean, that's a huge.
Yeah,
I'm really worried right now.
But
fingers
crossed.
crossed.
I'm just saying it's good to have those first rounders. More than one, because maybe he'll mess up one. But, you still got a lot of great players in this year's draft.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind taking Kayvon Thibodeau to help out the edge rush.
That
would be a solid pick. If most teams that before us pass up on Thibodeau, snatch his ass.
Well, they got Thibodeau going to the Texans.
Yeah. In my opinion, Thibodeau's the second best prospect in the whole draft.
Because it's like our biggest team right now, I think go for a linebacker in the
Yeah.
Who's the best linebacker coming out of that draft class? That's the issue. That I know the best corner is probably Derek Stingley. And somebody else. I can't remember. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Booth.
To be honest with you guys, if Jalen Hurts will have a bad game, because I've been campaigning for Jalen Hurts. I mean, he had that only one fucking bad game that he had. Who doesn't have bad games in the NFL? Who doesn't?
Oh, yeah.
Give me a person that hasn't had a 3 interception game with no touchdown. Give me a person that even had a 4-1 with no touchdown. So, I'm pretty much sure it happened. But if he gets pulled up out of the game because he's struggling and Gardner Minshew has to come in this game, it would not look good for Jalen Hurts. It would not look good. I like Jalen Hurts, like I said, and I think it's something there. I don't know if he's a quarterback now. I'm not going to go that far and say he's the right guy. We will only see that because when you're a rookie and you're on a rookie contract, you got 3 years to mature and to see if you're that guy. If you're not that guy by your rookie year, then hey, you can take your ass and you can walk.
And that's kind of what Erica was alluding to, and we saw that from what Lamar Jackson when he broke in. You know, I mean, it's just like give this kid another year. And you got to think too, like last year we threw Jalen Hurts into the fire, and then we're seeing like maybe the quarterback was not the problem. It's like people are just so blind about that. Like, and I've seen, you know, to be honest, I was part of it as well. But then again, I saw the bigger picture. It was more of the front office and obviously the coaching staff is a little bit at the same time. But I think Jalen Hurts will mature. You know, is he going to be something special? Absolutely. I think he is going to be the franchise. Is he going to be like another Lamar Jackson? Not to a certain extent. But I think he's going to. I think it's going to set him different from Lamar Jackson is probably a better arm strength, because I think we all know that Jalen Hurts has the arm strength compared to Lamar Jackson. It was always the run first. I mean, we all seen the comparison, but overall, I mean, I think it's going to be a bad look if he does struggle. But I don't really think he's going to struggle against Washington, because I feel like they have some of their key players are going to be out. Jonathan Allen is going to be out, which is probably the decent player that they have on that line. But we might not see Heineke either, so we only have to wait and see. Oh, and another thing too is like this is for Eric too.
All right, so we got a couple more. I want to get a couple more fact or fiction questions in. Then me and Key we don't switch over to the NBA, but I think I'm gonna go do this tonight. I want to get some couple of NBA topics in, because I saw something that's pretty good. That's kind of surprising. So I want to kind of get guys' thoughts on that. So, fact or fiction, Patriots will be in the Super Bowl this year with a rookie quarterback, Matt Jones.
Fact.
That's a fact.
I mean, have you not seen, and I said this, and this is the point I'm going to keep it's like beating around the dead horse. Out of the other rookie quarterbacks, I think that the best one that kind of really had succeeded was Mac Jones. Despite everybody had their doubts about him, because it's like, oh, he's going to be like another project that's going to take 2 to 3 years to develop. But what we're seeing, I mean, obviously, it's also Bill Belichick. I mean, he knows how to mold different young players into superstars. I mean, you know, the fact that he did this to Tom Brady in the in the 2000s. Now we're seeing that Mac Jones was the second year in the league, if I'm not mistaken, first year in the league. But other than that, I mean, that's a huge fact. Like, I mean, there's really no explanation.
Bill Belichick put this guy in the perfect situation. The organization, Robert Kraft, put this guy in a perfect situation. Gave him a lot of free agents. Gave him a good draft. I think that what's it called? I think the reason they'll make it to the Super Bowl is because of their defense, mostly. And we could all agree that defense wins championships, anyways.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So
gotta take that saying literally, and we're seeing it for some of these teams.
Yeah. Just like even Patrick Mahomes, he's taking a step down, and even then,
the defense is stepping up for the Kansas City Chiefs, despite the fact they were so shit in the first half of the season.
Yeah.
Another fact or fiction question that we got. I want to kind of turn over. I want to kind of flip this upside on Minnesota. We got Kirk Cousins is a possibility. He could be expendable, and you got Mike Zimmer. Fact or fiction, do you see those two guys that are next year in Minnesota?
I'm going to say fiction, because I know Mike Zimmer's going to be on the hot seat. I think he does need to go. And look, say what you want to say about Kirk Cousins. I think he's a decent quarterback, but I don't think he's not the long-term answer with that franchise. I think what the franchise needs to do is start going defense, because that defense is atrocious. Like Everson Griffin, you know, what he's been. I mean, I think he's probably the only best player they have on that defense. You know, what he's been going through mentally, which is not an easy thing. But I mean, that defense is just atrocious. I mean, Mike Zimmer is really not helping either. I think that team needs to start looking for some different pieces. So right now is fiction, because they both need to. I mean, Kirk. I mean, another thing too, why the fuck would you overpay for someone who's not he's decent. That's an overpay for Kirk Cousins. That's a little tidbit out there.
Just sharing my truth and sharing my story of being a transgender male.
Here's what we got right here. We're gonna switch to the NBA. So Robert,
I know where you're going with this one.
Oh my goodness, yeah, you don't want to know.
You're reading.
Are you concerned about the Philadelphia 76ers? Are you concerned about Philly?
I'm concerned a little bit, but the only thing it's not like a full-blown concern, but there is a little bit of concern in some spots. I mean, and look too. I mean, Tyrese Maxey obviously stepping up when we really needed to. At times, I feel like Doc Rivers needs to get his head out of his ass. I feel like, obviously taking the beating from the Memphis Grizzlies, like the fact he kind of quit coaching after the first half, it did show. Obviously, not having Seth Curry and Joel Embiid really did hurt. Tobias needs to go as well. I don't think he's really not that much of a fit, anyways. I think we have a good bench though. The only guy really, and that's another guy needs to get up, is Furkan Korkmaz, because I am sick and tired of, I'm just, as much as people say, look, I'm one of the guys that's I think he's not that good of a player, in honest opinion. I mean, say what you will, I'm just saying from what I've seen. This team under Elton Brand, I think Morey does have an ace up his sleeve coming towards the trade deadline, which is in about 24 hours. So who knows what Morey's going to pull. If they can find a way to really get rid of 2-5 and hopefully get rid of Tobias, I think, and actually get some decent players in return to help this team succeed, I think we should be fine going in the Eastern Conference. But right now, just a tiny bit of concern, but there's a lot of little moves some changes need to be made, in my honest opinion.
Yes, indeed. So far, you guys are in 6th place in the Eastern Conference standings. Key, so what your thoughts? Are you concerned about your Philadelphia 76ers? And what is going on with Doc Rivers? Why did he quit coaching? Why do you think he quit coaching? Can he make adjustments or what it is?
I don't know what it is about Doc Rivers. I don't know why he don't want to make adjustments. He has a track record of this. I just don't understand it. I don't. When Joel's not there, play more of Paul Reed. Play more of Charles Bassey. Get those guys involved in the offense.
The only kid showed up was Tyrese. Almost going
Stop relying on what's his face. Danny Green ain't doing nothing.
And same with, hey, guys, say this.
Korkmaz is inconsistent.
And get rid of
he can't shoot to save his life.
Same with Tobias.
I just don't get it. Tobias, he can go. I love Tobias,
but I don't think
he's inconsistent. He's hot one day and cold the next. We don't need this hot and cold. You got to stay hot. Stay somewhere in the middle. He can go to. So
and that's the thing too. We said the exact same things. Because Tyrese Maxey is still on a hot streak. You got to feed the hot hand. And we're seeing in Doc Rivers. As much as I like Doc Rivers to a certain extent, but the fact of the matter is he can't get his head out of his own ass. It's just the lack of adjustments that I see. And, the coaching staff is really not helping. And, the fact that at times, when you really need to challenge a call, the fact he doesn't take advantage of it is, I think, he's pretty much just shooting himself in the foot at times. That's just kind of how I see it. And Morey needs to do something because other than Elton, because this is pretty much his work. So, I do think hopefully there is an ace up his sleeve for Daryl Morey coming to the trade deadline. Who knows at this point?
All right, Eric, what you got on what you got on the series? Oh my God, he laughing. What you got on this, Eric?
I can't really say anything because my team is going through it too. Hey, we both got trash coaches. We could both agree on that. We both got trash organizations too. Our health hasn't always been there. Our COVID situations have been similar. But there's no excuse for my Lakers. But for you guys, I think it's blow up time.
No, I don't really.
Think it is.
I feel like we just need
in the beginning of the season. I'm gonna keep saying that you guys still have a long way to go. We all got a long way to go.
And you got to think too, was it not even a third of the season? I mean, we can definitely turn it around. And that's another thing too. Like from what I see with like absolutely not. We do nope.
Get down to the no.
Absolutely not. The Lakers can take him for all I care.
No, he should go to the New York Knicks.
Oh, that too. In other words, like, and that's the thing too. And to Eric's point too about the COVID situation, the fact, and this is what pisses me off. How the fuck does the NBA postpone the 2 Chicago Bulls games, but when it's like either us, the Lakers, or any other team, they say, "Oh, we're gonna let you play." Fuck out of here with that bullshit. Arizona needs to get his head out of his own ass and actually understand. Like, and that's what really fucked us up too. Is I want to go on that losing streak. If you postpone games, like we would have been fine. Like most teams would have been fine. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong at all.
Like this
so,
is.
Silver
needs to wake the fuck up. That's all I have to say right now.
All right, so this is a surprise. I didn't know this, but I'm pretty much sure this is a surprise. Lady Steel, what's up, Lady Steel? How you doing? This is a Steelers fan. What's good? How you doing? Tough loss for your Steelers Thursday night. And of course, I picked them, and I shouldn't have picked them.
I think most of us picked them anyways.
They need to get their head out their damn ass. And Chase Claypool lost 12 seconds instead of goddamn celebrating her, get the ball to the damn referee. Other than that. Nobody's seen this coming. So Cleveland walks in today at 17-12. They're in 4th in the Eastern Conference. Are they really up there? Are they really up there with the Brooklyn Nets, with the Chicago Bulls who's in 2nd, and the Milwaukee Bucks who got hot? We know they're not better than those teams.
No, but I think
is Cleveland, the question I want to ask you, Robert, and everybody on the panel, is Cleveland for real? And do you really see them making a playoff push?
I think they do, because it's like, I mean, first of all, you got Larry Markkinen, since they don't have to use him. I mean, obviously, I think the biggest loss that they never get was Colin Sexton. I feel like it's the biggest loss. But the fact that they beat the Heat, probably one of the best teams in that Eastern Conference, kind of does speak that this team is for real. The fact that Kevin Love, for God knows how he's still with the Cleveland Cavaliers is still beyond my imagination, but it's still produced off the bench for the Cavaliers and that victory over the Miami Heat. I think this team can make the playoffs. Do I think maybe a couple years time, I think they can hang, with teams like the Brooklyn Nets, Milwaukee. Who else did you say who was in
Chicago? You got
Chicago. Yeah. Chicago, and this kind of also applies to the Chicago as well. You want to kind of put this into perspective. I think it's just like, I feel like Chicago has playing up to expectations to some degree at times. The coaching it's inconsistent at times. I mean, I know I don't want to piss off Goolie, but I just kind of, this is how I just saw him. But the fact that DeMar DeRozan is it's just a beat. She's just a stud for that team. Same with Lonzo Ball. I mean, that's, Alex, the fact that it's just like, I don't know, man. I just feel like Cleveland, given like a couple years time, I think, especially that Evan Mobley, I think this team can really hang with the best of the best. So right now, I think they can play out and again a playoff spot. But right now, I don't think they can hang with Milwaukee, Brooklyn, Chicago. At the time being, for right now, I think give them a couple 2 to 3 years time. I think they can really do hopefully make some serious noise in the future.
All right, so Keith, are the Cleveland Cavaliers for real? Are they really up there with Cleveland with those teams? And do you see them making a push for the playoffs?
No, I definitely do. Evan Mobley has been balling for as a rookie. I know they lost Sexton, but Mobley's been coming into his own. Garland, those guys over there, even Jared Allen, Markkinen, they've been playing some good basketball, and they definitely is a shocker team to me. Having a record that they do have, being 4th in the conference, I still think they'll make some noise. We'll see how that is after the All-Star break, if they can still keep that up. But they definitely got better. They definitely got better from last year. I can say that.
All right, Eric.
They're taking the right steps, and they're young. They're one of the youngest teams. They got a bright future, I believe. The key thing here was exploding this whole organization last year. We seen what they gone through after LeBron left, especially. They deserve this, man. I like Collie Sexton. I like Evan Mobley. He's my USC guy. Always rooting for him over there. He fits perfect with that system with Jared Allen there. Jared Allen has always been one of my favorite defenders, centers in general. I can't believe the Nets let him go. And we've seen how bad losing Jared Allen last year affected the Nets. I think Jared Allen plays a key factor in many teams, and especially on that Cavs team. That Cavs team could make the playoffs. I think for sure play-in, for sure, maybe even playoffs. Would they win out of the first round, first series? I don't think so. But they're taking a step in the right direction, and I love it. And they're young, and they're a team to watch out for in a couple of years. Maybe next year, maybe the year after.
Okay. We're gonna flap it over to the Western Conference. I'm sorry, Eric, we have to do this, but you got a big game. You got a big game against the Dallas Mavericks. You guys are over the Dallas Mavericks in the 6th spot. And Dallas Mavericks right now, if the playoffs start today, they will be in the play-in games with Portland, with Denver, with Minnesota. You guys will just be edging into the actual playoff spot. So with a loss tomorrow, you guys will take their spot. They will jump over you, and you guys will be in a play-in game. You guys will be in a play-in game, which you guys were in it last year. And I hope the season will end. If y'all lose tomorrow, I hope the season will probably end tomorrow, so you can be just in that situation, even though y'all might fight your way in. But what does the Lakers have to do to turn this season around? And why is this season has been such of a damn disappointing season for the Lakers?
Coaching, plain and simple. I mean, I know this is for Eric, and I'll say this, and this is something I can agree on with Eric too. Like both teams, we have is shitty coaching. They have the shitty owners. I mean, so do we. But I mean, the fact that they got some good players on that team. The fact that, and the only issue that I have with the Lakers is sometimes they cannot stay healthy. That's what I had. This is the issue that I see, because like the only time that the Lakers have to deal with. I mean, AD, who knows what the fuck is going on with him? Westbrook, I don't know. It's like if one player goes down, it feels like the Lakers kind of just fall apart. Think about the Lakers is like a game of Jenga. Like if you pull like the wrong piece out, everything kind of crumbles. Kind of, I don't know if that's kind of my best analogy, but that's kind of where I want to kind of describe how the Lakers are kind of built, so to speak. But I think, I think the loss might hurt them a little bit, but who knows? But gotta give my little opinion on the Lakers.
All right, Key, what you got?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Why the Lakers coming into this game, going into Dallas tomorrow? Dallas are 14, and they're 13. The Lakers are 15 and 13. So Lakers are in the 6th spot. They're in a regular playoffs. They're in a regular playoffs right now. Dallas is in the play-in tournament if the playoffs end today. So how disappointing is the Lakers are, and who's to blame for this Lakers struggle? And Anthony Davis, do we even want to play for the Lakers?
That's the thing. That's the thing I have a problem with Anthony Davis. You is a big, tall. What is he? What 6, almost 7 feet?
Yeah, about 6'9", 6'10", or something like that.
Yeah.
What big person that height don't want to play center? If you don't get your big ass in the paint, we all know DeAndre Jordan stinks. We all know Dwight Howard stinks. Get your big ass in that paint and play the 5. Who are you to tell your coach, oh, I don't want to play the 5? Are you shitting me? Really? You don't want to play the 5? This is our downfall. Because AD don't want to play the 5. Westbrook needs to come off the bench. LeBron needs to stop dictating who the hell can come in this organization. Y'all need to let players grow with the Lakers. Don't just go pick and choose names. Oh, because they sound great, we're gonna put them together.
Hey, think about it this way. Well, think about it this way. Let's take Kyle Kuzma for example. A lot of the Lakers fans, like as soon as he left the Lakers, sorry, Eric, but we've seen Kyle Kuzma kind of pop off ever since leaving Los Angeles. I mean, Alex Caruso, I feel like it's kind of a little on a slide, just a tad. I mean, he's still producing. It's just like and this is kind of what Going Keys said. It's just like, well, I think LeBron might be more of a power forward for a guy his size. I don't think same with Giannis, but I don't know though, man. It's just like, and I kind of agree with Key. Like if you're not, and this is, and like same with like that's not applies to Howard, and the fact that Howard and AD can't not see eye to eye, that sees as a problem in and of itself, and the fact that AD doesn't want to play the 5. It kind of just it's like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it though. Like that's kind of what I just find it like the fact you're disrespecting your coach is like, oh, they want to play the 5. Fuck out of here, man. You're 6'10". Like you can actually you're pretty decent.
That's like LeBron telling Frank Vogel, oh, I don't want to do this. You know what's crazy? He can go tell LeBron. LeBron can go tell Vogel, oh, I don't want to do this, and he'll be fine with it. No,
that's the problem with LeBron.
The coach. I'm like, get your big ass in that paint, and you're playing the 5, and let's get another 4 out here that's going to give us some points.
Yeah, I totally agree. And Frank Vogel is another coach where even before the championship in 2020 in the bubble, I still thought he was a bad coach. I don't think he's fit for the role, man. I really don't. By the way, I seen these comments. You ain't gonna whoop nothing. If the Mavericks beat us tomorrow, we're very in trouble because even with THT out, and I think Anthony Davis might be out, that's no excuse when the Mavericks might not even have their best player in Luka Doncic. I heard he got into the COVID protocols as well. I'm not sure if that's confirmed, but I know he might not play tomorrow. I don't know if it's injury or protocol, but it's no excuse. We should not be losing. We should not be losing at all to these weak teams. We lost to the OKC Thunder. We lost. I'm sorry, Dante. We lost to your Rockets.
Y'all won. I don't think we lost to y'all.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I'm getting all these people confused. But the OKC Thunder.
Damien, I saw that, and look,
oh yeah, Eric, it's
my meter didn't go off on that one.
Yeah, so Luka will miss another game. Well, this was from 8 hours ago. He's going to miss another game because of ankle soreness.
Okay, so we should win tomorrow, regardless of our situation. They don't have their best player right there. We've seen with the Grizzlies team. I don't know what it is with that Grizzlies team.
I don't know. Like as soon as when John Morant went to protocol, like they feel like they stepping up another gear. What the fuck?
They're proving more that they don't need John Morant. It kind of looks like every time it's weird how they're playing better without their full squad.
And that's another thing too. Is like when John Morant's on the floor, like it's an automatic L for them. Call me crazy, but this is what I've been seeing. Like any game that John Morant plays, I feel like Memphis kind of loses. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Yeah.
So we got Utah is in the 3rd spot in the Western Conference. We all know, like for me, I can't take Utah serious. They're
like I'll say about Utah, they're a regular season team.
I'm sorry. I just want to say this. This is pretty much breaking news for my Lakers. Dwight Howard and Malik Monk have entered health and safety protocols and will be out on Wednesday against the Mavericks. So now we lost one of our best shooters and our center. Still no excuse, but damn, dude, what's up with everybody being in these protocols? NBA, get your shit together.
Hey, take it from us, man. We had this guy lose 8 to 10 almost 10 games because of it.
Oh, and Monk was on the flight. Monk was on the flight with the Lakers team, so maybe that could even get to more players by tomorrow. Oh Lord, we'll see what happens.
So we got Utah. We all know
I still can't take them seriously. And
go ahead. And the question I was going to ask you, Robert, does Utah have enough this year with a struggling Lakers team? With the Clippers not as strong as they would this year. You got Golden State and Phoenix at the top of the Western Conference. And everything else is pretty much average. Everything else is pretty much average.
The only way I see it is just like obviously Golden State and
Miss Amy?
Or the two like powerful teams in the Western Conference. And like we said too, I cannot take the Jazz seriously because they're such a regular season team. Because like if you remember last year, they could not make over out of the first round over Denver. But then again, like if and that's the thing too, like that's when when they were like all banged up. So only for right now, I still can't take them seriously. I think the best teams you could probably make, the best playoff teams you could probably ask for is probably Phoenix and Golden State. Like everything is pretty much average. I mean, Clippers are not, they're average as well because obviously they don't have Kawhi Leonard because of an ACL injury. I mean, that's just kind of how I see it because it's hard to take the Utah Jazz seriously. I mean, what the fuck is oh shit, I can't even remember his name now. Donovan Mitchell. I'm for some reason I had Davion on my fucking mind. For some odd reason I had Davion Mitchell on my mind. But I think it's just like because there's two Mitchells. It's like what the fuck. But Donovan Mitchell, is probably what for some reason he pretty much carries that team on his back. So there's always that one player that each team has. For us, it's always Joel Embiid. It's just like it's just put in the perspective. Like, Donovan can't do it by himself. That's why I can't take Utah seriously because if you can't rely on Donovan way too many times, like that's going to really blow up, or in this case, backfire for the Jazz, in my honest opinion.
Key.
My bad. I'm trying to moderate what's name's channel too.
I know. Because I'm in that too.
What was the question?
I'm in that too. I'm halfway.
Something about the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, the Utah Jazz. All day. So with an average, we got 8 minutes. We got 8 minutes to go before we end this show, and then so we got Utah. We got Utah in third at 19-7. The only two teams that are really probably pretty much a threat, you got Phoenix and Golden State. Everybody else is pretty much average. Is it Utah year to get to the Western Conference Finals, or you still see them falling out in the first or second round?
They always are a regular season team. When they get to the playoffs, they always one and done, and that's it. I said this so many times, I'm gonna say it again. I do not like Rudy Gobert. The French fry. I cannot stand him.
And that's another thing too. Like a lot of other teams expose Rudy Gobert. Like he's not that great of a defense. The fact that this guy, and this is why the awards voting is so bullshit at times because it's like for defensive player of the year, like the fact that Rudy Gobert won it over 2-5 is, and I hate to say it to you, I mean he should. 2-5 should have won the defensive player of the year, but the fact that I don't know what is about Rudy Gobert. What the fuck? It's like no one likes the fucking French fry anyways. It's like he's so overrated. And he's the one.
Like I say, you know how you can expose Rudy Gobert. Okay, this is how you can expose Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is a paint player, right? He likes to sit in the paint. He likes to protect that paint. So I'm gonna show you what you can do. The Rockets did it a couple times. The last 2 times when we played them, you space out the floor with shooters. And now Rudy Gobert can't come out in none of the corners. He can't guard the top of the key. So when you're Phoenix Suns, you can play a lineup with DeAndre Ayton. You can play a lineup with Jason Crowder.
Or you got Golden State, who's got excellent 3-point shooting.
You can play a lineup. You can play a lineup with Jay Crowder. You can play a lineup with Mikal Bridges. You can play a lineup with Chris Paul, Devin Booker. So DeAndre Ayton can shoot the ball from 3, and he can also shoot the ball from mid-range. From mid-range. So that pulls Rudy Gobert out of the paint as long as you're making the shots. So that's where he can get hurt at. And that's how you can expose Rudy Gobert easily when you have a 5-set lineup out there that can shoot the ball. That's how you can expose him. That way he won't be on the floor for too long. But when you have someone like a Dwight Howard, DeAndre Jordan attacking the point, that's when his defensive purposes will kick in at right there. So it's all about matchups for Rudy Gobert to exploit him. And I know if Eric them can play Utah, I know they probably could beat him if Anthony Davis is healthy, but that's the key. Anthony Davis is the key for the Lakers, and he has to stay healthy for this team to be break right. Is it more, Eric, you're a Lakers fan, so is it more of Anthony Davis not demanding the ball, Russell Westbrook not getting his touches, or is it more of basically like everybody's saying, or is it the coaching? Because again, we all get on the Lakers because we expect better for this team, and we did not expect this team to be this bad right now. We did not expect the defense to be bad. We did not expect the rotations to be bad like this. And we did not expect LeBron James just to turn. Well, we know LeBron James is capable of running a damn front office because he turned down that Buddy Hield trade and he said, no, I'll give me Russell Westbrook. What you think is more do you think Anthony Davis has lost some motivation to play with this team?
It kind of looks like it. What I've been seeing, especially when he ran the 5, there's been a couple games where he has run the 5, and when you pay attention strictly to those games, it looks like he doesn't try that much when he's at the 5. Like, I think he does it on purpose just to get out of that 5 role. Or in general, sometimes I don't see the same AD I seen last year or the year before. I think he has lost a little bit of motivation with this team. I think a lot of these players lost a little motivation with the team. I know LeBron's trying his hardest. I mean, he just won Western Conference Player of the Month or something, week or something. He is playing very well for his age. And the fact that our oldest player is playing the best, it's kind of embarrassing. I mean, I know it's LeBron, but it's still a little bit embarrassing. Frank Vogel's defensive adjustments have been horrible. His rotations have been horrible. His starting lineups have been horrible. And I don't think Frank Vogel got a hold on this team. Like he said earlier, people are doing whatever they want. People are doing whatever they want. And it's like, come on now. Like, Frank Vogel, get your foot out of your ass and tell these players what it is. Tell these players that you're better. I believe this Lakers team, even though we're a retirement home to a lot of many, on paper, we are better than 90% of these teams on paper. When we play on the court, it doesn't show. We look like the bottom half of teams, and it's embarrassing. And this falls on the coaching staff. This falls on this organization. Do the right moves. LeBron, stop saying, I want him, and him, because it ain't working. Westbrook should go to the bench. Westbrook should go to his ass on the bench. After all, we need to turn this shit around, because I am not trying to get embarrassed again like last year and lose to these sorry-ass Suns and lose again in the first round, because that's not what Lakers are meant for. The Lakers are a winning organization, and right now we're not winning. So that's why everybody clowns on us. This is why I keep getting shit talked, and I deserve that shit because I'm a Lakers fan here that deserves better.
And Eric too, like, take it from us too. Like, we understand that. Like, we understand that the shitty rotations and the shitty defensive, we get
we kind of in the same boat because Doc Rivers does the same.
Yeah,
but the problem is, and that's what I have a problem with. These star players, LeBron, I get it, he gets shit on, but he should not have that much power.
Yeah, he should not.
The fact that the coach cannot keep that team in together, no matter what team it is, if you lose that locker room, you are screwed. And we saw, and take it from me and Keith, we saw that when we had Brett Brown for almost a decade, give or take. 7 years, if I'm not mistaken. We've been stuck with him for the fact that we had him for so long, it boggles my mind. It's just like, we all knew he was going to, players didn't like him. And we've seen that. And the fact, and we, at times, it's like, we understand where you're coming from,
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron, what he's doing at, was it 37 now? Almost hitting 40?
Yeah.
It's incredible. Like, the guy, there's no doubt that I don't hate on him, but I just feel like he complains way too much. And that's I remember he asked for Kelly Oubre.
Yeah.
And, he never got that. It's like,
look at Oubre now, balling with the Hornets.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and almost killed us, and we almost lost both games to the Hornets. So, I mean...
See, where I put the fault on the organization for us is where our young talent is leaving and doing better with other teams. What is the reason? It's because we always want to win now, but who would have known that if we would have kept players like Julius Randle and stuff? Look at what
Lonzo
they are now.
Ball.
If we would have had them still now, I believe we would have been better than what we are right now. We would have been better the first season that LeBron came over. We would have been better. No matter what, we would have been better. And it's would have, could have, should have, and it doesn't happen. This organization failed it there. Organizations that should step in and stop with that bullshit where the narrative of, Frank Vogel's job is not on the hot seat yet until
he should be on the hot seat, in my honest opinion.
Genie Bus said until the Lakers are healthy. Are you kidding me?
Name one team
that is healthy. Name one team that is healthy right now. Nobody.
Probably nobody, because it's most of us were kind of either going through injury or the protocol. Now, Now we're seeing Hart is now going through the protocol for the Brooklyn Nets. Luke is still doing with the ankle soreness. I mean, this like everybody's getting hurt left and right. Plus, I mean, I can't really understand. I mean, your ownership is absolute trash. That's all I hate to say that. And I think Frank Vogel should be on the hot seat. And I could say, and at times I do say kind of hopefully to say the same thing for Doc Rivers because the lack of adjustments and the rotations is I feel like it can lead you to the hot seat. But other than that,
so,
I mean,
go ahead.
But I want to add one more. I want to add to more. Let's get a huge congratulations to Steph Curry for breaking that 3-point record.
Yeah, congratulations. Yep. Steph Curry broke the 3-point record. In Madison Square Garden. That is a special place to break.
That's absolute, and that's just. And I'll say this too, like the fact that this guy who came into the league said, "Oh, he was too small," like. See, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It's like now we're saying size really doesn't matter in the game of basketball, but we're seeing it like Tyrese Maxey, for example, 6'1", and can still be big men with a devastating floor, and obviously Steph Curry too was it like 6'1", 6'2", and the fact that he has the all-time 3-point record, it's like who's like it's like people need to start kind of like doubting these. Do I think he's a Hall of Famer? I would already make a case for him. Probably one of the greatest 3-point shooters that we've seen in this generation. I mean, the fact that he passed Reggie Miller and Ray Allen, it really can make a case for you. I mean, you're probably one of the greatest 3-point shooters of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna say this, and then we gonna get ready to close it out because we on hour number. We is on hour number 2.
Yeah.
I think size does matter to some degree in basketball. You put Kevin Durant, you put Steph Curry on Kevin Durant, that would not go well. That would not really go well. His 6'10" frame is going to get into it. Even if you put Kevin Durant, it matters to a certain extent. It depends on who's guarding. It matters to a certain. The only sport that size don't matter is in baseball and boxing. That's the only thing size don't matter in. Size did not matter in boxing at all. But I agree with you, Robert. It matters to some extent. It matters. It don't matter to some extent, but it does matter to an extent it depends on who you guarding. It just basically depends on what player you guard. And also, you seen Kevin Durant shoot over Giannis. People like Giannis. That's because of his size. That's because of his size and his long arm ability. So we're gonna go ahead and close it out, man. This is another episode of the 7200 Seconds show. Shout out to Key for I host. This is my first hosting the
you got to host it today.
Get a little pressure off Key, but she will be back doing the next one up and running. So again, shout out to Eric, my boy Robert coming through. Always, y'all check us out, man. All weekend we have a busy schedule, especially me. I'm on every type of show.
And then because like you said, we have a lot of good shows coming. Like Between the Lines coming this Friday night at 9:00. Obviously, you got my Sports Talk podcast coming at 8:00. Well, I might have to talk to Kia about the see if I can put that on the schedule for the network. So I'll talk to Kia about that.
Yeah, we got those of y'all don't know the Spotlight Sports Network schedule. Y'all know everything starts out with ASAP in the morning. Then we got the Fadeaway podcast tomorrow as well. Starting with me, Key, and Mitch, and whoever else want to come on from the Spotlight Sports Network. We also on Thursday.
Well, tomorrow night I won't be on, so it's going to be you and Mitch.
Okay,
I'll be there.
All right. So and then Thursday, do we have anything scheduled on Thursday?
Yes, we have, of course, ASAP in the morning.
Yeah, ASAP in the morning.
You got the Dante's Corner. I mean,
yeah. Oh,
Dante, corner.
Yeah. So it's Dante's Corner. Y'all already know that's basically a round table.
Yeah, Coach's Corner.
The hottest topic. So then Friday, we got ASAP in the morning. Between the Lines with me, Key, and Robert, baseball.
Yes. If anybody wants to else come on,
Friday is Ruthless Aggression because remember we had to move it because of football. So that's
Friday.
What time Friday? What time do we push that back to?
Hold on. I think they starting early. I think on Friday, but I can double check that for you.
Yeah, because I want to make sure if we're still good for the 9:00 slot. Well, But I mean, before we close, I mean, prayers up to man our good coach spotlight too, man. It's
facts.
like,
man.
Hey,
It
takes courage for what you've done.
Yeah, it's at 7, Robert. So we good.
You're one of the reasons why I got into content creating, man. I appreciate you, Spot. Me and Westside, of course, Raider and Hammer's House are going to continue that Raider talk right there in your channel. I appreciate you, man. Hopefully you come back stronger. I know you can. I mean, we're going to continue this over here.
Again, we here for you, Coach Spotlight, man. Man, you helped me out a lot. Appreciate you from seeing my talent. Appreciate you for seeing my talent, and you recruited me as a talent. And I didn't come here to get a executive role. I just come here to just bond with the team and work and show you my work ethic. And you, Goolie, Key, you guys gave me the keys, and you guys thought I could do it. And so I gotta love you, bro, for that. And
absolutely. And then
y'all gonna hold it down.
I mean, huge love to the Coach Spotlight too. The fact that where the channel is at now, almost at 230 subs, like, as many, even though I've been on this platform for a short month or a short amount of time, but the fact that we're almost more than to 230 and eventually hit the 300, it's something that, well, I mean, many other Philly sports content creators was pretty good, but the fact, joining this team, meeting Donte, who's loved the Texans, Eric with the Raiders, obviously Freddie, for the love of God, for the Lakers. But Freddie. I think Freddie. I love Freddie, man. It's just like it's just pretty amazing to see these kind of other groups, these other kind of people who are a fan of these other different teams. Like the Raiders, the Lakers, you name it. Darian, man, I really hope you can get the time that you need. We're here to hold down the fort till you come back. I really cannot, grow this much further without you and this panel, and even in this entire team. That's kind of what my thoughts are for you.
So we're gonna go ahead and keep going through the rest of the schedule. We don't get the hell up out here. I gotta go get some cookies. We got so we on Saturday. Me and Eric might go early for the me and Key discussing the mock draft. So path of the draft, spotlight path of the draft. Then I don't know what's going on later that Saturday. I think, Raiders.
Yeah, we gotta play by play. So we gotta play the Raiders. Yep. We got the Packers and the Ravens that day. So Packers and the Ravens gonna be on. I know for Eric, if y'all want to do the game.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty sure Ern is.
Spotlight,
I got
can do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But but for me, I got the Eagles and football team on the January 2nd, so that's kind of what I have for that.
The second game.
Yeah.
So we got me and Eric spotlight path of the draft earlier on that day. Sunday I will be doing Eagles and the football team on Sunday, and plus Sunday later that day you will be seeing me again when me and Mr. J McLovett will start our first ever Rockets and Astros podcast.
Ooh,
nothing but Rockets, nothing but Astros. That is
Houston.
Yep. You say,
I know you like the old Astros.
I said Houston stuff, but not the Texans, right?
I got something to show you.
Just Houston Rockets, because he's a Cowboy fan. He's a Rockets fan. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the old because
the old Colt 45.
Yeah, that's my team name, and we're still rocking the Astros colors. But yeah, I thought since you're doing the Astros and Rockets, thought he'd show you. So the guy show a little love, man.
Colt 45. So that's the end of the show, man. So shout out to everybody that came through, man. Shout out. That is the end of the 7,200 seconds. We will see y'all in the next podcast or the next video. Like my boy Spotlight said, we gotta end it out of here. You already know how we gotta end. We gotta take it off to a good ending. And Eric, I'm sorry, Kobe rolling over in this grave, but I'm sorry you have to keep hearing this. But there can't be no more blasphemous in this.
What did you say?
I said Kobe Bean Bryant has been overrated ever since he passed away.
Now, I'd say they could lose about 4, but I don't see them losing 5. You know what I mean?
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays.